Yes, we do know that the crews are still on scene here and they are still working on this fire a handful of hours in. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see at the top above the building they are still spraying water into that. That's been happening at least ever since we got on scene a couple of hours ago. I just spoke with a Minneapolis police officer who says they're now worried about the structure of the building. So let's show you video at the height of this fire though, because it is intense. We have a couple of viewer videos showing the fire and just how intense it was. Minneapolis Fire first tweeted about it in the 10 p.m. hour last night, and then via Twitter giving more updates, saying crews found heavy smoke in the basement, that at one point they were forced to back out. They tried an inside attack, which was unsuccessful, and then they switched to an outside attack of the fire. One woman I spoke with says there's a mix of businesses and apartments in this building.
It wasn't necessarily hot, it was a lot of smoke. People were having a hard time, breathing. People were covering their faces with their shirt, but I know people did want to leave, but they were also just hoping for the best.
And I don't know if you can see behind me, but there is this thin layer of haze and smoke, and the smell is really intense. And actually, a police officer just walked by me saying, I got to get out of here. I got to take a breather in my car because the smell really is intense here. But you can see, obviously, they're still working on this. There are many windows that are shattered out, and you can see as the sun is coming up, we can see holes right through the building. So we'll get a better look as the morning goes on. But as terms of injuries and how the fire started, we are still working on trying to confirm any of that information and if anyone was injured in this. So I'll be back at 5:30, hopefully with those updates.